Chapter 754. Jiuming smiled wickedly. Can I visit you for no reason? Sponsored content. Feng Rooking's fingers stroked her chin as she smiled a little. You are so busy. It's impossible for you to come to me unless it is a serious matter. Her smile was beautiful and picturesque. It was like a hand tickling the man's heart. I do have something to tell you. Jiuming looked at Feng Ruching intensely. Someone came to inquire about you recently. Feng Ruching was startled. The Mu family?
Yes.
The Mu family knows about my relationship with Nanxian. It's normal to inquire about me. It's normal. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads?
No.
Jiuming shook his head with a smile. They asked about the person who provided us the herbal dishes in Paramount. Luckily, I have warned the fat girl that you have recruited for Paramount to not tell anyone about the herbal dishes. However, regarding your spirit beast's capability in making herbal dishes, I fear that it will spread out sooner or later. Feng Ruching had never said anything about the herbal dishes. She had even concealed it deliberately in front of the maids in Fengyun Manor. She no longer took out the herbal dishes recklessly. She only allowed two girls, Luli and Qingling, to use the herbal dishes. The two girls had not been exposed to spirit herbs. Moreover, they were naive. She lied to them that it was just an ordinary herbal dish. The two girls were completely convinced. But such deception could not be applied to others. In the beginning, she had planned to use Paramount to earn Gui's money. However, Gui was not as silly as Xiaoyin. So, Gui must have guessed that she had something to do with the herbal dishes in Paramount. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Oh, what about them? Just let them find me if they want to. Feng Ruching smiled, indifferently. Besides, I believe that you won't betray me. Jiuming smiled helplessly. Paramount is destined to help you settle this mess. But girl, Paramount will be yours in the future. I don't need it. Feng Ruching shrugged as she did not have much interest in Paramount. I will manage Paramount for you. In the future, Paramount's owner must be your people. Jiuming's tone was firm and could not be rejected. Feng Rooking's face darkened. Was this guy forcibly giving Paramount to her? She could not even reject it? Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Jiuming, why did the people of Mu family seek me? Feng Ruching groaned for a moment and asked, is it because of the Mu family's old master? Does he need treatment? Read more chapter on VIP novel. Calm in Lu Yun Kingdom, Suyi had no longer hide after her identity was revealed. She even mentioned the Mu family's old master several times. It was said that the old master was in poor health, so the Mu family had fallen into Mu Ling's hands. Originally, Feng Ruching was ill-disposed toward the Mu family, until Suyi told her that the Mu family's old master had always stood by her. With this, she knew that not all the people in the so-called Mu family were wicked. No, they came to inquire about your gender. Jiuming sneered. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? My gender? Yes. The Mu family wants to know if you are a male or female. Feng Ruching was silent. After a while, she said, what is their purpose of knowing that? Jiuming smiled again after hearing her words. He strangely looked at Feng Ruching. The Mu family's Nanxian's marriage has been cancelled again. The news has spread in the reclusive world. Chapter 755. The first fiancé that the Mu family had found for Nanxian ran away. After that, they went to the manor master and wanted to forge an alliance through marriage. Unfortunately, Tianshan Manor's manor master led a group of people to the Mu family to cancel the marriage not long ago. Nanxian was abandoned once again. Sponsored content somehow, Feng Ruching felt some sympathy for Nanxian then. He had been dumped twice in a row. Are you unhappy? Jiuming asked with a smile while looking at Feng Rooking's face. Feng Ruching hesitated for a moment. I was just wondering why Nanxian was being dumped again. If the woman did not want to accept him, then she should reject the marriage from the start. Why did she abandon him afterward? Did the Mu family do something? She knew that Tang Yin had rejected the marriage for her sake. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? But what about Tianshan Manor's young lady? Why did she do that? So, Jiuming smiled. Regarding the Mu family asking about your gender, maybe they want to control you through marriage. A genius who can develop an herbal dish is definitely capable of doing some research on producing a spirit herbal dish. This will benefit all major forces. The only good thing is that the only person who knows that the herbal dishes are produced by you, Feng Rushuang, is dead. As for other people, I have gone to them one by one. They admired you so much. Furthermore, they are all from Lu Yun Kingdom. Thus, they will not betray you. Jiuming was silent for a long time and then continued. The other day, Feng Ruching had introduced the public to a prescription for treating scars at Paramount's boathouse. Later, those people could guess that the herbal dish in Paramount must have come from Feng Ruching. Fortunately, those people who were there that day were all from Lu Yun Kingdom, and they liked Feng Ruching so much. So, nothing would have come out from them. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Oh, Feng Ruching simply replied. Girl, Jiuming's eyes were gentle. If you just say it, you can be Nan Xian's rightful wife. Feng Ruching sneered. We don't need those people to intervene in our matters. Even if they accept us, we will not be a part of the Mu family. On the contrary, I will not leave Nan Xian if they are against it. Ridiculous. The Mu family had treated Suyi so badly. Why would she serve the Mu family? Were they not afraid that she would poison their shitty grandchildren? Jiuming kept quiet. Then he continued to ask after a while, Girl, when are you going to Tianshan Manor? Feng Ruching smiled. After a few days. If you are in Lu Yun Kingdom, don't let Suyi know that I'm going to Tianshan Manor. I will avenge them, but I don't want them to see those disgusting faces again. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Suyi was gentle and elegant. She surely could not fight those people. She could not even curse. She would only be bullied. Therefore, she would never let Suyi participate in this matter. Jiuming smiled helplessly. Even if I don't say it, they will know that you have gone to Tianshan Manor. It's okay. Just distract them for as long as you can. Feng Ruching shrugged. Jiuming, no matter what, I still have to thank you for helping me. Jiuming had offered her too much information. If it were not for Jiuming, she would not have known that Chainer was in Tianshan Manor. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? We are partners. Of course, I will help you. Jiuming's eyes quickly scanned Feng Ruching's body. He was still laughing heartlessly. But was it really the case? Only he knew the answer. He could have ordered someone to deliver the news to her. However, he came here personally, just so he could see her again. Chapter 756. Oh, Feng Ruching's eyes were clear. She smiled. I hope you can help me look after Lu Yun Kingdom. My imperial father and imperial mother are not in Lu Yun Kingdom now. I am afraid that the Mu family might target Lu Yun Kingdom if they can't find me. Sponsored content. Jiuming's hand caressed Feng Ruching's head. Don't worry. I won't let your country be harmed in any way. That's right. Feng Ruching's eyes slightly narrowed. If the Mu family really wants to know my name, just tell them my name is Qing Xian. Qing Xian. If the words were changed, it might be a combination of their names, which implicated Nan Xian and her. But if the two words were directly used, it would be too obvious. That was why Feng Ruching decided to use words that had the same pronunciation. Okay, download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Jiuming's eyes fell on the girl's face. One more thing. Nan Xian's mother, Nan Suyi, has left Lu Yun Kingdom. Feng Ruching was stunned. What? Did Suyi leave Lu Yun Kingdom? And Jiuming paused. Tan Shuang is missing. She seems to have been taken away by some other forces, and her whereabouts have been intentionally erased. It will take some time for Paramount to find the person who took her away. Since the beginning, Feng Ruching did not really care about Tan Shuang. Nevertheless, Feng Ruching had never expected that Tan Shuang would be taken away at this time. She touched her chin. She groaned for a while. No problem. Tan Shuang can't cause any trouble. Jiuming, when are you leaving? Jiuming suddenly laughed. Little girl, why do you want me to leave so quickly? Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Well, I just want you to help me investigate something. Why are the people from the Divine Herbs sect attacking the people from Tian Shan Manor? I always feel that someone is involved in that matter. She squinted. A ray of light flashed in her eyes. She immediately looked up, staring at the man in front of her. The man was wearing a mask that covered the unrivaled beauty under the mask. Actually, Feng Ruching smirked. You don't have to hide your face all the time. Your birthmark is beautiful. Not everyone in this world hates to see your face. The man touched his mask. He stared at the girl's smile. Suddenly, he chuckled and took off the mask, exposing an evil but handsome face. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? The lightning sign on his face was so beautiful that it added a bit of wickedness to his appearance. If you don't want me to wear a mask, I won't wear it again in the future. Feng Ruching blinked. She was just giving a suggestion. Why did she feel that there was something else behind Jiuming's words? It's getting late. I'll go and investigate the matter regarding the Divine Herbs sect and Tian Shan Manor. Jiuming looked at the girl in front of him. Maybe we will meet each other in Tian Shan Manor next time. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Since she had decided to go to Tian Shan Manor alone, he would not let her run into danger. Feng Ruching did not doubt Jiuming's words. Jiuming was a member of Deity's Gate. They might really meet in Tian Shan Manor in the future. Jiuming did not stay on after he finished his words. He glanced at Feng Ruching and turned around. Then, the figure in a purple robe gradually disappeared in the morning light. Just as he stepped out Fengyun Manor, an elder was respectfully waiting for him. Chapter 757, Let's Go. Jiuming said with one hand behind his back. There was a bright smile on that handsome but evil face. Return to Paramount in Luyun Kingdom. Sponsored content, yes, young master. The elder greeted him, respectfully. But he was slightly shocked when he saw Jiuming's face. The young master had never taken down the mask. He had developed this habit over the years. So, why after visiting Fengyun Manor? He was willing to show other people his true face? Young master, I don't understand. The elder frowned slightly. Why do you protect Feng Ruching? And even take the risk of fighting against the master? Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? The young master had recently acted against the master more than once for Feng Ruching. No matter how the master persuaded him to return to Deity's Gate, he still refused and ignored it. Jiuming paused in his steps. Since I am her business partner, I will not let anyone hurt her. The elder smiled bitterly. It seems to me that you don't just treat her as simple as a friend, let alone a business partner. Jiuming turned his back to the elder behind him. He stared at the rising sun not far away. His actions, was he really that obvious? But the girl did not notice anything. It was better like this. At least being her business partner, she would not alienate him in her life. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? What can be said? What can't be said you should know very well. Jiuming's eyes glanced at the elder. Most importantly, don't let her know. The elder was speechless. Should the young master not worry about letting the master know about it? Why did he only worry that Feng Ruching will know about it? Under normal circumstances, should a man not chase the woman he was in love with? Why did he not want to let her know? Young master, you are a great man. If you like her, why not tell her? Maybe. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Jiuming's eyes darkened. Because the woman I like is not a half-hearted person. Xiao Qing'er already loves someone else. Unless she abandons that guy first, I will only cause her more trouble. How could the woman he loved be half-hearted? If that was the case, how was that different from any other ordinary woman? Furthermore, Xiao Qing'er is also a great woman. Jiuming smirked. Not only is she talented, but she also has a very good background. No one can match compared to her. The Mu family will regret treating her like this sooner or later. The elder was stunned. Young master, I know that the princess is very talented, but her background, although Fengyun Manor is ranked among the top ones in the reclusive world, it is an overstatement to say that no one can compare to her. There is still the Divine Herbs sect, Tian Shun Manor, and Deity's Gate which are above Fengyun Manor. You're wrong. Juming shook his head. Shao Qinger was Tianya's descendant. Tianya, download our sponsor's game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Young people might not be familiar with this name, but to the older generation, it was a nightmare. Jiuming was just born when Tianya had left. However, he was always searching more about Tianya after learning about that name. These were what the three forces wanted to know. Young master. The elder's lips were trembling. He was shocked. You said, she is Tianya's descendant?
Yes.
Jiuming smiled. 10 years ago, the three forces were fearful of Tianya's powerful strength. The reclusive world would have already been subverted that day, if only there were not too many people. Chapter 758. In the end, they would rather accept any conditions set by Tianya, and they would push Tianya closer to that place, which shows how deep their fear of Tianya is. Sponsored content. Jiuming raised his eyes again. His eyes gleamed subtly. Even if the people who had entered that place did not come out, Tianya was still alive. As long as he was alive, he might leave that place one day. By then, who would be his opponent? They could not beat him back then, let alone now. The elder was really shocked. If Feng Ruqing was really Tianya's descendant, then no one in this world would dare to invade Luyun Kingdom. I also found out not long ago that Tianya was the retired emperor of Luyun Kingdom. Jiuming still had his back to the elder. And as far as I know, he fought against the entire reclusive world all by himself that day. It was because a man from the reclusive world had killed innocent people in one of the cities in Luyun Kingdom. That had completely angered him. If he could do this even for the ordinary people, Shao Qinger as being his granddaughter would be treated no less. If he returns in the future and finds out that she has been bullied, do you think there would be peace in this world? If he could be so furious on behalf of the ordinary people, he would be even more exasperated if it was his family. Download our sponsor's game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? By then, the world would no longer be peaceful. Jiuming only admired two people in this life. They were Tianya and Empress Nalan. Both of them regarded the people as their children. So, he could not help but admire such heroes. Elder Lei, I can only trust you in Paramount. I can't let anyone know about this. I want to see what else will those people do. With Tianya's talent, no one could be stronger than him now. Download our sponsor's game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Therefore, he was not wrong. Comparing identities, no one could compare to Feng Ruqing. Yes, young master. The elder was a clever man. He naturally knew that he could not spread the news. But he sighed as he thought of the faces of the people in Deity's Gate. The young master obviously did not want to care about them. He only hoped that they did not do anything terrible, or else the whole Deity's Gate would be destroyed one day. Let's go. Jiuming stopped talking and walked down the hill. Download our sponsor's game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Elder Lei followed him closely and disappeared from the road in front of Fengyun Manor. Luyun Kingdom. Inside the imperial city, all the people who were walking on the street stopped short. They were astonished and they could not even look away. They were all looking at a young man in a black robe. The young man had fair skin, pink lips, and prominent eyebrows. His eyes were as clear as water, and his childishness teased beneath his appearance. Download our sponsor's game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? If Nanxian's beauty was described as a work of art, well, this young man was like the person who first came to the world. He was indifferent but handsome. Moreover, he was as cute as a girl. It was like Nanxian was a god, whereas this young man was like a pet, obedient and loyal. Why are these people looking at me? The young man frowned. He was bewildered and puzzled. He bit his lip and hesitated for a moment. Then he approached a passerby and asked, "May I know how do I get to the Princess Manor?" The middle-aged man who was approached was very excited. Indeed, although he was a man, this young man was too cute. This young man made his heart skip a bit. 3. Chapter 759. But the young man's words felt like a basin of cold water was poured over him. He was drenched through by his words. Sponsored content. Another person who was bewitched by the princess. Recently, the girls in the imperial city were obsessed with the princess. Why was such a cute boy also obsessed? It was like this world had changed for a moment. Everyone was bewitched by a woman regardless of their gender. Just go forward. The man sounded like he was crying when he said, "You will see a manor labeled Supreme Princess Manor. That is the place." He had been so lonely to such an extent that even seeing a young man made his heart flutter because all the girls were pursuing the princess. Why did the princess still not let go of these people? Could the princess not give them, the singles, a chance to marry? Did they have to go to a brothel? Just forget it. A brothel was not a good place to visit. The young man continued to walk forward after he had thanked the passerby. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? The man wiped his bitter tears and sighed softly. It looks like I may even think that a dog is handsome in the future. Fortunately, the princess had gone out. It would not be long before those girls' interest dissipated with time. So, they might have a chance. Otherwise, they might really have to marry a dog in this life. Outside the princess manor, a snow wolf rushed out and blocked him as soon as the young man stepped in. It deliberately bared its brutal teeth, trying to scare the young man away. Huh. The young man moved forward a little. He looked at the dog. Oh no, the wolf. Are you the dog that Fuchin mentioned? The dog that has seduced little Nine? A dog? The snow wolf was stunned for a moment, and then became angry. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? You are the dog. Your whole family is dogs. Even if it was a dog, it must be a fierce dog. Arwa. The snow wolf rushed forward, angrily. The young man raised his hand and slapped it when it approached him. It was flung several meters away. He slightly raised his eyebrows and stood proudly under the morning light. He had a dominating aura and was no longer the cute man he was before. Just forget about the wild man who wants to snatch little Nine from me. After all, I can't beat him. You are just a dog. How dare you try to snatch little Nine from me? Arwa. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? The snow wolf's eyes were red. He was not a dog, not a dog. The snow wolf stretched out its paw furiously and pointed at the wild man. It howled at him loudly. Master said that even if it can't beat him, it has to scold him. He can't bear losing, anyway. Oh, so you know how to scold people. The young man continued to walk forward. Good dogs don't stand in the way. I'm going to find little Nine. The snow wolf's eyes grew redder. He was a wolf. He was really a wolf. The other spirit beasts were also shocked by what happened outside and quickly ran down the back hill. They must look after the manor when their master was not there, lest someone stole the spirit herbs. The corners of the young man's lips lifted when he saw the beasts rushing downhill. His intimidating aura suddenly stretched across the entire place. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? The spirit beasts were intimidated by his aura and could not but help lie on the ground. Where is little Nine? At first, Beery and Beery 2 did not recognize the young man until the aura was spread wide open. Then only they frowned and glanced at each other. Woof. Second brother. He seems to be the dragon named Big Gray Doggy. The young man's face was darkened. He stomped angrily. I'm Big Black, not Big Gray Doggy. Chapter 760. Beery turned to look at Beery 2. Woof. Sponsored content. It doesn't matter if he is called Big Black or Big Gray Doggy. His owner has given him a good name. But my name is still better. Beery sounds like a boss. Beery 2 already felt that the young man's aura was getting stronger. It was lying on the ground shivering and ignoring Beery. Boss. The young man regained his senses. He grinned. I will be the boss of the spirit beasts in the future. This princess manor will be under my control. You will all be my followers. At this moment, the snow wolf could not hold in anymore. It howled loudly at the young man, scolding him. On what grounds? Why should this latecomer take away its status? It was the boss if the owner was not here. As a butler, he would usually receive a few divine spirit fruits. This brat must be going after the divine spirit fruits and wanted to steal his seat. The young man lifted his eyebrow while looking at the snow wolf and said, dominatingly, "It's fine if you don't agree with me. You can't beat me anyway. I will be the boss. The seat next to Little Nine will be mine. Her thighs, her hugs are all mine. None of you are allowed to challenge me. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads?" Snow Wolf grunted aggrievedly. This punk had gone too far. It must sternly complain about him when the master returns. It was too overbearing. "Yes, do you know where is Little Nine?" The young man frowned again. It finally transformed into a human and wanted to surprise her. Who knew she was not here? So, where did she go? A red fox nearby thought about it. Then she whined twice. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Tian Shin Manor? The young man frowned. The red fox nodded. It happened to hear the master mention about Tian Shan Manor. Thus, it is thought that the master had gone to Tian Shan Manor. The young man touched his head. It seems like I will have to ask for directions again. He knew nothing about the world. He found the places only by asking for directions. Just as the young man turned his head and wanted to leave, he suddenly saw a white phoenix standing behind him. "You mentioned Tian Shan Manor just now?" White Phoenix hesitated for a moment and asked. "Xiao Qingqing went to Tian Shan Manor? Who are you?" The young man asked, coldly. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Another insignificant beast that wanted to steal Little Nine from him? Unfortunately, Little Nine did not like dragons or birds. "You're going to find Xiao Qingqing, then he'll go to Suyi. I know where Tian Shan Manor is." White Phoenix's tears flowed down as soon as it mentioned Suyi. Feng Ruching was gone. Nanxian too was gone. Suyi had also abandoned it and disappeared, leaving it behind in this unfamiliar place. The young man's eyebrows twitched a little. Was this not the bird going for Little Nine? Then he was rest assured. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? All right then, take me to Tian Shan Manor. No problem, leave it to me. White Phoenix patted its chest and promised. Also, why do you call Xiao Qingqing Little Nine? The young man blinked. She was originally called Little Nine. White Phoenix glanced at the young man sympathetically. This little thing seemed to be not that intelligent. Her name was obviously Feng Ruching. However, he wanted to rename her and call her Little Nine. Why did he not call her Little Eight? Let's go. The young man could not wait for Feng Ruching to see him. Hence, he hurriedly urged the White Phoenix. White Phoenix simply responded and said slowly, "Don't worry, we'll buy a compass first." Chapter 761. Compass? What the hell is that? The young man asked. Sponsored content. White Phoenix gave him a scornful look. Humans use that thing to distinguish directions. Oh, what do you want that thing for? Are you stupid? How can I go to Tian Shan Manor without it? Do you know which direction is the south, north, east, and west? He had grown up in the mountains and knew nothing about the world. How could he know the directions? Wait a minute. He had a feeling that this bird was a bit unreliable. Oh, I remember now. I have heard people talking about it. Going up is the north, going down is the south. Going left is the west, whereas going right is the east. In which direction are you going? North. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? A smile appeared on the young man's face. Well, that's simple. We can just go forward. Is that so? White Phoenix was a little surprised. Why did he not understand such a simple truth? Therefore, the White Phoenix just flew forward in that direction without thinking about it. The young man was anxious. Where are you flying to? You are going towards the south. The north should be in front of me. Are you stupid? White Phoenix's gaze was even more scornful and glared at the young man. You are stupid. The door is facing the rear. Am not wrong. The spirit beasts were speechless. They thought their IQ was low enough. Until the White Phoenix and Big Black appeared. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? The two were facing each other, so they were facing different directions. Moreover, who told these two guys that going north and south was simply going up or down? Of course, in the end, Big Black just followed White Phoenix in buying a compass. Otherwise, relying on the IQ of these two guys, they might not even reach Tian Shun Manor next year. Beery yelled in the direction where the two had left. Grr. Second brother, are these guys that stupid? Beery too. Grr. Yes, brother. I finally found someone with a lower IQ than you. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Beery's disdainful look changed after hearing Beery 2's words. Its face turned red immediately. It snarled and rushed toward Beery 2. A fist slammed, hard, at Beery 2's head. Grr. I tell you, no one among the spirit beasts can match my IQ. Otherwise, I would not have been able to steal Butler Snow Wolf's divine spirit fruit. Snow Wolf had raised his head after Big Black left. It stared blankly and then slowly turned its head. It looked at Beery angrily. Beery also reacted to this moment. He turned his head and looked at the Snow Wolf's red eyes. I was spewing nonsense. Will you believe me? Oh, war. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads. The Snow Wolf roared and rushed toward Beery. Tears were shed in the air along with heartache, anger, and sadness. Snow Wolf's roars and Beery's mournful moans echoed in the Princess Manor that day. In the end, everyone in the entire Imperial City knew that the butler Snow Wolf had been violently abused by the Liu family's master. Now, it was doing something even worse to a male bear. Listening to those sounds, everyone knew that the battle was kinky and slutty. One Feng Ruching began to cultivate after Jiuming had left Fengyun Manor. 5 days had passed. The spirit herbs within her medium were almost ready. She left behind all the spirit herbs and spirit wine. She also left behind a letter. Then she disappeared from Fengyun Manor during the night. Chapter 762. He is as cute as a girl 7. It was a long way to the Southern Ocean. Sponsored content. That was the case. Even with Feng Ruching's speed, she took almost half a month to get there. There were still a few ships at the Southern Ocean at the moment. Feng Ruching did not want anyone to know where she was going. Hence, she bought a bunch of boats and made the boatmen leave afterward. That island was not very far away. It did not take long for Feng Ruching to reach it. She saw that there was already a group of people on the island as soon as she docked her boat. The group was led by a cute and lovely girl who was about 13 or 14 years old. However, her dress was ragged and even torn in some parts. The people around her were not any better. Their clothes were also torn. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Don't you think that the Divine Herb sect is crazy? What are they thinking? They took my storage bag and stole my Tian Shun Manor's token. How will they allow us to go back now? The little girl was crying. Her eyes were red. Grandmother has been ill recently. I haven't been able to invite a physician. I have even lost my token. I can't go back. The more she thought about it, the more she could not hold back her tears. Some time ago, the people of the Divine Herb sect went crazy and attacked the people from Tian Shan Manor. The storage bag and token were snatched. Later, the Manor Master led a group of people to avenge them. The Manor Master had even gathered his people who were not currently in Tian Shan Manor to join in. He intended to bring the girl and his people back, but she chose to stay because of her grandmother's illness. Only recently did she remember. Even if she could not go back for a while, she could ask her subordinates to ask for a token from the Manor Master. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? How she could go home now? My lady, the elder next to her sighed. What about we send a letter to the family and ask them to send someone to pick us up? As long as we can prove our identities, we can go back to Tianshan Manor. The little girl bit her lip. No, you can't let grandmother know that I've been attacked, or she would be so worried. Her health condition is already poor. She can't be provoked. So, the elder carefully suggested, what about we just say that we have lost the token? The little girl frowned. She stood up after a while. She suddenly saw Feng Ruching passing behind her when she was about to say something. Her eyes suddenly lit up. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? This young lady had a sleek appearance. She might not have been attacked by the Divine Herb sect. She might have a token with her. Hey, little beauty. The little girl was breathing fast. She hurried toward Feng Ruching and blocked her. Her face was as red as an apple, cute and supple. Feng Ruching stopped and frowned. When she started to feel impatient, a fair face appeared in front of her. She consciously softened her voice a little. She still did not let her guard down because she did not know the girl. She asked, "Are you okay? Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Little beauty, we have lost our token." The little girl was a little embarrassed. "If you have a token with you, can you take us for a ride? You can rest assured that we will solve the tactical formations along the way. You don't need to worry about it." Although everyone at Tianshan Manor knew how to break the formation, it still required a lot of energy. Therefore, it would be best if she did not have to do it. Chapter 763. He is as cute as girl VI sponsored content. Feng Ruching was calm. Fu Chan had taught her a lot of tactical formations, so she could easily break the formation if she studied it. But if it could save some time, so why not? Okay. She was quiet for a while before she agreed. There was joy on the little girl's face. She hurriedly turned to look at the elder behind her. "Grandpa Zhao, this little beauty has promised to take us in. Let's go. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads?" The elder's face relaxed. He slowly stepped forward and bowed with a smile. "This girl looks unfamiliar. I don't know where she is from." Feng Ruching smiled and raised her lips. "My family is not strong. You may not know it even if I told you." It was true that there were many forces in Tianshan Manor. If it was an ordinary family, they might not know. "You have helped us this time. We, the Luo family, will definitely repay you in the future. This is the young lady of the Luo family. We still have to keep an eye on each other along this journey." Luo Li smiled. "Little beauty, let's go." "Okay." Feng Ruching's face became soft. Feng Ruching somehow thought of Tang Yin while looking at this little girl. It had been a while since she had left Lu Yun Kingdom, and she had started to miss the girl. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? She did not know if Tang Yin had enraged her uncle. It was not difficult to crack the formation. They were unimpeded along the way. In just a blink of an eye, they reached a gate. Two guards stood in front of the gate like a sculpture, motionless. Feng Ruching lifted her hand, and a token appeared in her hands. The guards simply glanced at the token and let them in. The tokens of Tianshan Manor had often disappeared during that period. According to the manor master, he had already snatched back some of the tokens that were stolen when he went to the Divine Herbs sect the other day. It was neither more nor less, just exactly the number of tokens that were robbed. Read more chapter on VIP novel. The manor master had already collected those tokens, so Tianshan Manor naturally would not check them very strictly. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? She reckoned. The people of Tianshan Manor would never think that the reason why the tokens were just the right amount was that Nan Xian duplicated some of them from his own token. Nan Xian had a lot of those tokens. "Little beauty, thank you for bringing us back. I'm going home now. You can visit me at the Luo family soon." Luo Li smiled. There was no arrogance in her face. She was just like a well-behaved little sister next door. Feng Ruching stopped, and there was a certain light in her eyes. She said, "I have something to ask. What's up? Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Do you know the Qin family?" Luo Li was bewildered. Which Qin family? Qin Chen's Qin family. The name, Qin Chun, was not unfamiliar to Luo Li. It was just that she did not expect Feng Ruching to know Qin Chen. "I know that Qin Chen is the adopted son of the Qin family. I heard that the Qin family's master brought him back when he went out. He was very pitiful. His family did not want him. If it wasn't for the Qin family, he might have been frozen to death." Luo Li frowned. She just could not figure out why was there such cruel people in this world who were willing to abandon their own son. "So, how is he?" Feng Ruching hesitated for a while before she finally asked. "Not bad. The people in the Qin family looked down on him in the beginning. However, Qin Feier took care of him since he was young. I saw her scolding the maids several times for not respecting him. He should be fine. Chapter 764. Feng Ruqing remained silent. Sponsored content. If that was the case, she could be at ease. But somehow, she was always a bit uneasy about Qin Chun. Little beauty, how did you meet Qin Chun? Feng Ruqing replied. We met somewhere on the streets, but then he went home. So, I haven't seen him for a long time. Luo Li stared at Feng Ruqing's face for a few seconds. She was a little stunned. You and Qin Chun are not just ordinary friends, right? Feng Ruqing was shocked. She was just asking casually. Could it be that Luo Li had already sensed that their relationship was special? Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Sister Feng. Luo Li patted her shoulders with a smile and winked. I know what you were thinking. You don't have to worry. It's fine even if you like the Qin family's adopted son. I will help you. Feng Ruqing was speechless. When did she fall in love with Qin Chun? Chainer was her younger brother. Ahem. Elder Zhao cleared his throat. He grinned. We shall go back now. The old lad's health is getting worse. We should go back earlier. Luo Li's smile slowly disappeared and sadness replaced her smile. She pursed her lips gently. Sister Feng, we'll go back first. You can come to the Luo family to visit me whenever you are free. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Okay. She did not refuse Luo Li's kindness. But she had more important things to do. Heavenly City. It was the core of Tianshan Manor and was equivalent to the imperial city of Lu Yun Kingdom. It did not take long for Feng Ruqing to see the Qin family's plaque. There were 2 guards standing outside the manor. They stood still, unmoving. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Originally, Feng Ruqing did not plan to enter the Qin family's manor. She came here just to find out if Chainer was doing well. A figure came out slowly from the Qin family's gate. Feng Ruqing quickly hid somewhere. She glanced at the person stepping out of the gate. The woman was pale and weak. She was a morbid beauty with a slight smile on her face. My lady. A maid followed after her and held Qin Feier's body. She was a little bit worried. You are still ill. Lady, when you said that you should rest at home. Qin Feier smiled softly. It's okay. Chainer has a bad appetite recently. I'm going to buy him some food from heaven I won. But, my lady, we can go on your behalf. You don't have to go. After all, Qin is just. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Lucia. Qin Feier's face darkened. No matter what his identity was, he is now my younger brother. I owe him too much. It's only right to go buy some food for him because he is very dear to me in this world. But she still had to abandon him in order to marry a godlike man. Therefore, even if it was just a small thing, she wanted to do it for him. Only with this, she could feel much better in her heart. There would be no more guilt. Lucia did not dare to speak further. She lowered her head, but she was filled with disdain. He was just an adopted child. She could not understand why the lady was so good to him. The lady really loved him as if he was her younger brother. She even wanted to go out to buy him some food even when she was sick. Yet, Qin Chun still did not appreciate it. He had treated her coldly these past few days and kept a long face with her. Chapter 765. Let's go. Sponsored content. Qin Feier sighed softly as she walked down the stairs. She did not pay much attention to Feng Ruqing even when she was walking past her. Feng Ruqing seemed to have something in mind when she looked at her. Was it really as what had Luo Li said? That the Qin family was pretty good to Chainer. She still felt uneasy for some reason. She had to see him directly to be at ease. She stared at the Qin family's gate. Then, she turned and walked toward the nearest inn. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? At the courtyard. In the backyard of the Mu family, Chen Xingyin sat on the stone bench staring silently at the man standing in front of her. Han Feng, how is it? Did you find out about the divine physician? The man in the black robe said, respectfully, young mistress, I have investigated Paramount for a long time, but the divine physician never appeared. However, I have still obtained a piece of news for you. That divine physician seems to be an unmarried girl. Her name is Qing Xian. These people of the Mu family addressed her as young mistress when there was no one there. At that time, Lady Sui was never as generous as Lady Qingyan. Not only did she give a lot of money to the subordinates, but she also gave them a lot of spirit herbs every month. Lady Sui had never done any of this. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Therefore, they were more accepting of Lady Qingyan than of Lady Sui. However, some people never thought that even if the Mu family had many spirit herbs, they still needed to be distributed reasonably. If not, the Mu family would hardly be able to make ends meet one day. Qing Xian? Cheng Qingyan chuckled and smiled a little. This name is quite casual. She has probably taken this name because she doesn't want to be disturbed. She just wants to be a casual idler. Then, young mistress, all right, say no more. You only need to say that you found nothing when you report to Brother Ling. If he knows that divine physician Qing Xian is a girl, he will want the girl to marry Nan Xian. If Nan Xian comes back, do you think you can live as luxuriously as you do now? Han Feng trembled. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Lady Sui was extremely strict with everyone in the Mu family when she was there. She was like a devil, not allowing them to make any mistakes. If Nan Xian returned, it would be the same. They were used to such a comfortable life now. They no longer wanted to be the living dead. It would also be more difficult for them to get spirit herbs. Young mistress, I know what to do. Han Feng's expression was solemn. You can leave now. I'll arrange the other things myself. Chen Qingyan slowly got up and walked slowly toward the backyard. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? A shy laugh came from somewhere in the backyard. Chen Qingyan's footsteps gradually slowed after hearing the voice. She frowned, impatiently. A wicked smile slowly filled Mu Zai's gentle face, and his hand slid across the chest of the woman who was in his arms. Young master. The delicate beauty in his arms quickly grabbed Mu Zai's hand. She stared at him with her beautiful eyes. We are in public. Maybe we should return to the room. In that instant, Mu Zai's smile disappeared. He reached out and pushed the beauty in his arms onto the ground, mercilessly. You are my concubine. I will decide when do I want you, and when you have to serve me. Don't you dare to make any decisions for me. His voice was angry. The beauty quickly got up and kneeled before Mu Shi. Chapter 766, Young Master, I did not intend to offend you. Please spare my life. Sponsored content. The young master had always been cruel. Countless girls had died in his hands. She thought that the young master would spoil her. Therefore, she had the courage to do it, but she did not expect that it would anger the master after all. There is no need for a disobedient woman to stay. Mu Shi stepped forward and pinched the bowtie's chin. His eyes were extremely cold. You should know your place well. You are just a dog that I keep. The beauty broke out in cold sweats. Her eyes were swimming in tears. Her face was pale and she was frightened. Sierra, download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? A suppressed voice came from behind. Mu Shi then let go of the beauty in front of him. He turned his head and looked at the beautiful woman who was walking into the backyard. Sierra, Chen Qingyan frowned. It's enough. I have warned you not to do this last time. Otherwise, I won't be able to find a good wife for you in the future. Mu Shi snorted softly and did not speak again. Chen Qingyan glanced at the beauty who was kneeling on the ground. You may leave now. The beauty was happy that she was saved. She kowtowed to Chen Qingyan gratefully and then hurried out. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Sierra, Chen Qingyan was helpless. Do you know why your father doesn't give anything to you and rather let Tang Yin or other people have them? It is because of your outrageous actions. Do you know how many women you have killed? He listened scornfully. I heard that Tang Yin is half disabled. She is 15 years old but has not grown up well. I am not interested in such a woman, let alone the fat girl, Gu Yi. I felt disgusted when I saw her. I'd rather you kill me than ask me to marry her. Sierra, Chen Qingyan smiled bitterly. You have to understand that as a member of the Mu family, marriage is a must. Only then can you beat Nancian. Mushi laughed ironically. I only like beauties. Asking me to marry an ugly girl is like taking my life. Sierra, do you still not understand me? Chun Xingyan said, you can marry those beauties and let them enter the Mu family. It's fine even if you don't touch them. If you really want a beauty, just let her be your concubine. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Mushi frowned a little, as if she was thinking about something. I came to tell you something. Chun Xingyan smiled. There is a divine physician in Paramount. She knows how to use herbal dishes to cure diseases and improve one's strength. I hope you get her to be your wife. Just use any means. Otherwise, Nancian will have this girl again. Mu's eyes face darkened. You want me to marry someone I haven't seen before? Wouldn't it be disgusting for me if she is ugly? Sierra, Chun Xingyan sighed. You told me last time that you like the woman that Nancian likes. If you are going to marry Divine Physician Qingxian, I will let that girl be your concubine. What do you think? Mushi squinted. The young girl's stunning appearance appeared in his mind again then. That beautiful girl he saw for the first time was more beautiful than any of his previous women. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? More importantly, she was the person whom Nancian likes. He would use all means to grab whatever Nancian liked. Actually, I do not intend for her to be my concubine. Mushi licked his lips and sneered. She has been with Nancian for so long. She is surely not a virgin anymore. She is not qualified to be my wife, let alone a concubine. Nevertheless, it's all right to play with her since she is so pretty. Chapter 767. Chun Xingyan was relieved after hearing Mu Zai's words. Sponsored content. A woman whose body had been outside of her own home was unclean and was indeed not qualified to be a part of the Mu family. Besides, she had also been married once. Then I don't have to be so worried about it. Chun Xingyan smiled. After all, a woman still has to be loyal. On top of that, she is not a virgin. She even had relationships with a few men before. That's not right. Regardless of her being a virgin or not, as long as she had been in love with others, even if she had not done anything, this woman had been long unclean. It was so disgusting. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? But men are so lecherous. He wanted her body and did not mind that she had been married once after seeing her beauty. Nancian was like this. Her son too was like this. Sierra, you have to think carefully about what I have just told you. I will not meddle with your matters in the future as long as you can make her marry you. Really? Mushi asked as he squinted. When have I ever lied to you? Chun Qingyan's eyes gradually softened. In addition, you can't treat your concubines like this in the future. If you really want to kill them, just find a man to sleep with her and accuse her of betraying you. Then you will have a reason to kill her. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Although the Mu family need not be afraid now. But Sierra still could not go too far, or else there would be bad rumors spreading around. Even Brother Ling would criticize his behaviors. If she had not been chewing Mu Ling's ear, Sierra would not have been forgiven so easily. Mu Zai's eyes were cold. In this case, am I not being betrayed? I will be a disgrace if people find out about it. You can say that she stole your things. You can find excuses to drive her out of the Mu family and kill her silently. Anyway, you can't let her die here. The world is dangerous, so she might meet her enemies anywhere. There are many ways to kill her, just avoid dragging yourself into it. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Okay, I'll do it next time. Mu Zai's face lit up. He walked slowly to Chun Xingyan. Mother, Sui has lost to you once. I will also defeat Nancian by stealing his woman. You can rest assured that if Nancian dies in the future, I will make the woman go to hell with him. I just want to sleep with her. Chun Xingyan hesitated for a moment and said, she is Nancian's woman after all. You must not forcibly take her, or else Nancian will be telling father on you. No matter how Nancian disrespected Brother Ling still would not drive him out of the Mu family. The same went for Suyi. Nanxian and Nansuyi are too similar. Brother Ling also treats them similarly. Suyi has done things that hurt Brother Ling, but still, Brother Ling can't bear to let go of her. Mu Zai's eyes flickered. Was Suyi unfaithful to his father? Did she fall in love with another person? Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads?
No.
Chen Xingyin shook her head. Do you know that there is a male phoenix with Suyi? A phoenix? Mushi laughed out loud. Are you saying that Suyi and that phoenix? It's impossible. That phoenix is her pet. How can she have an affair with the phoenix? Chen Xingyin sneered. A woman shall always be loyal to her husband. Have you seen me with other people other than your father in all these years? However, Suyi was always with the phoenix day and night. Even if nothing happens between them, her behavior is still not acceptable. 1. Chapter 768. Mu Zai's eyes darkened. Sponsored content. Mother was right. If his future wife was with a talking spirit beast day and night, he would not adopt it as a pet even if there was nothing between them. His wife might not be the one he loved, but his wife only had to stay at the Mu family waiting for him to come home. Furthermore, your father has never done anything to her to be sorry for her. He just made me his concubine and did not divorce Suyi. Nonetheless, Suyi had actually forced your father to drive me out. Your father tried to persuade her nicely in many ways, but she still refused to accept it. How could Chen Xingyin not feel bitter when reminiscing the past? She almost could not enter the Mu family. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? If it was not for Mu Ling, who thought she had lost all her strength to save him, he would not have let her into the Mu family out of guilt. This was all Suyi's fault. Okay, think about it carefully. Then, you shall go to Paramount. Chen Xingyin turned around. I shall go to accompany your father. He is not in the mood these days. Chen Xingyin stopped talking and went outside after she had finished her words. Mushi stared at the sky, and his smile was a little wicked. Nanxian and I are destined to be enemies in this life. I will steal all of his stuff, be it power or a woman. 1. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Besides, he also believed that no woman could escape the palm of his hand. At the Luo family, a young girl in a pink dress hurried in. She then saw a weak old lady, basking in the sun. The old lattice face was very pale. However, she still refused to lie on the bed all the time. Hence, she would stand and walk around every day. Grandmother, download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Luo Li's tears instantly flowed. She went to the old lady and pursed her lips tightly. Grandmother, I'm sorry. I did not see the divine physician's face, although I have found her. Am useless. The old lady looked at her lovingly. She then raised her hand and stroked Luo Li's head. She was gentle. Liar, everything is fine as long as you're all right. Grandmother is old. It doesn't matter anymore. I just worry about you. You are going to have a stepmother soon. If I die, how will you be able to survive? Luo Li burst into tears after she heard her grandmother's words. She cried in the old lattice arms. Read more chapter on VIP novel. Calm grandmother. Don't go. I'm going to be bullied if you go. You have to bring me with you. Hoo-hoo. The old lady was also hugging Luo Li. My poor little liar. You don't have a mother since you were young. Now, even your father is about to become your stepfather. I would rather let the old man who has died take us both away, so that we will not be bullied by those immoral beasts. Download our sponsors game and get $30 reward. Remove ads? Luo Fei saw them crying as soon as he came over. His face darkened after he heard their conversation. He could not bear to see those two crying. He cleared his throat. Mother, liar, what are you doing? I am liar father. When have I become her stepfather? Please leave. You're going to find liar a stepmother. Aren't you just a stepfather then? The old lady cried, loudly. I can still take care of liar while I'm still alive. If I die, who will help my poor little liar? Grandmother, please take me with you. Luo Li's face was full of tears. Luo Fei was speechless, mother, he continued. You are not well. Crying will worsen your condition. Chapter 769. The old lady stared at Luo Fei. Who do you think has made me so sad? Sponsored content remove ads? She turned to Luo Li and gently held the girl's hand after she said that sentence. Liar. I heard that the Mu family marriage has been rejected by the manor master recently. What do you think of the guy from the Mu family? I must find someone to protect you after I am gone. Otherwise, you will be bullied to death by these people. Luo Li wiped her tears. I don't want it. I have someone whom I like. The old lattice face stiffened. Someone who you like? No, the person I like is not a human. He is a fox. He promised me that he will come back and marry me after he transforms into a human. Sponsored content remove ads? The old lattice face stiffened again. She then cried even more sadly than before. My poor Xiao liar. You even like a spirit beast in order to escape this family. But I'm afraid that you have to wait for your next life for him to transform into a human. You are destined to be alone in this life. Blame it on your father. He is the one who has ruined you. Luo Fei's face was dark. He was afraid that the old lady would continue to cry. He cleared his throat again. Liar, I am going to marry Feier's aunt. Isn't your relationship with Feier good? Her aunt will also be nice to you. Furthermore, the people in the Qin family are very kind. You don't have to worry. Luo Li snorted. If my little fox has another fox before he becomes a human, I will definitely be angry and will not like his child. It is also the same for you. I am not her biological child. She won't like me. Read more chapter on VIP novel. Calm the old lady was even sadder. Xiao liar, do you really want to wait for that fox? It doesn't matter if you don't like the Mu family's young master. What about Qin Chun from the Qin family? What do you think? The young man is quite lovable, although he is just an adopted child. Sponsored content remove ads? I don't want him either. Luo Li pouted. He is the one Sister Feng likes. I can't snatch the one that my friend likes. Besides, I only like Little Fox. I will just have to wait for it, even if it meant spending my whole life waiting. Luo Fei groaned. Mother, you can accept Qin family's adopted son for Luo Li. Why can't you accept her? The old lady glared at him. Xiao liar is my sweetheart. Who do you think you are? Sponsored content remove ads? At this moment, Luo Fei had an epiphany that he might not be her own son. Mother, actually, Yuer is not as bad as you think. She really will not bully Xiao liar. Besides, I'm still alive. I will not let other people bully her. That's not necessarily true. The old lady snorted. If you and Qin Xiaoya have your own children in the future, will there still be a place for Xiao liar? If it were not for my health, I don't care if you marry a wife. At least I can protect liar, but now I'm dying. How can I let you find another person that might harm liar? Mother, Luo Fei said, harshly. I said that I won't allow you to leave. I will save you at all costs. The old lady gave up. Forget it. I don't care too much about life and death. Liar, go to your little fox after I am gone. Just ignore your stepfather and stepmother. Okay, Luo Li said. I'll take your ashes with me and let them live their lives. She did not like Qin Xiaoya. She had never liked Qin Xiaoya where her father was marrying her or not. Luo Li involuntarily recalled that beautiful figure today. She felt a little regret. Such a pity. The girl was too young and already had a beloved person. It was impossible for the girl to become her stepmother. She wondered if that girl had any aunts or other relatives. Chapter 770. Liar. Sponsored content remove ads? Luo Fei was helpless. I'm your father. Can't you even trust me? Luo Li turned her head arrogantly and groaned. Then she ignored Luo Fei. Luo Fei sighed helplessly. He could only look at the old lady again. Mother, I will find a cure for your disease. Even if it can't be treated, I will definitely find a spirit herb that can extend your life. To be honest, the old lady had always been clear about Luo Fei's filial piety. Therefore, if she was still alive, no matter how many wives Luo Fei was going to marry, she would not care about it. She was afraid that Liar would be hurt if she died. Shall Liar, go out and play. I still have something to say to your father. The old lady sighed softly. Even if Luo Fei promised her not to marry now, she was afraid that no one would keep him in check after she died. Sponsored content remove ads? She had to do everything to help Liar. Okay. Luo Li nodded obediently. She naturally understood that her grandmother was going to talk about Qin Xiaoye with her father. So, she did not say much anymore and stared angrily at Luo Fei before leaving. Luo Fei felt heartbroken seeing Luo Li's expression of ignoring him. He and Xiaoye truly loved each other. However, if Liar refused to accept her, he might not be able to marry her so easily. Heaven Eye, the most prestigious restaurant in Tianshan Manor. Sponsored content remove ads? But this restaurant did not accept too many guests. Only those who had a certain status could enter Heaven Eye. Luo Li had already inquired about Feng Rooking's whereabouts. She initially wanted to go to her straight away. Nevertheless, she stopped when she passed by Heaven Eye. She remained silent for a moment and walked in. She had to bring Feng Rooking something to eat since going there empty-handed did not look good. Young Lady Luo. Heaven Eye's shopkeeper walked up to her with a smile when he saw Luo Li. I'm sorry, young Lady Luo. We are not accepting guests today. Luo Li was startled. She was disappointed. It was a pity. She originally wanted to let Feng Rooking taste the food from Heaven Eye. Unfortunately, Heaven Eye was not accepting guests today. May I know why isn't Heaven Eye accepting guests today? Sponsored content remove ads? It was because the Mu family's young lady, Mu Huan, is back. Grandmaster Hairong is also back. The Mu family is having a feast here to welcome them. Only those with the invitation letter can enter. Hairong? Mu Huan's master. Hairong? As soon as Luo Li's eyes lit up, they dimmed again. Hairong's medical skills were extremely brilliant. He was as powerful as the physician in Tianshan Manor. They both had one thing in common, that was they rarely treated other people, especially Grandmaster Hairong. He never hankered for wealth and rank. He just wanted to be free and unrestrained. It was impossible to ask him to cure her grandmother. Luo Li's eyes were filled with disappointment. Luo Li turned around, wanting to leave Heaven Eye. Maybe she had fallen into a trance. She did not even notice that a woman was coming from the front. This woman was about 30 years old. However, her face was pretty and young, showing no traces of aging due to her great skincare routine. Shaoli, why are you here? The woman apparently noticed Luo Li. She paused and called out. Luo Li's body trembled. She stopped too. Her face stiffened when she saw the woman's face in front of her. You are allowed to be here. Why am I not? Qin Xiaoye looked at Luo Li with a smirk. Of course, the Qin family came here by invitation. Today, Heaven Eye will not receive any guests. If you call me mother, I will allow you to stay. Chapter 771. Her manners fair was going to enter the Mu family. She could see that the Mu family's Qin Xingyin thought highly of Fair. If Fair gave her word, Luo Li could stay at Heaven Eye to enjoy the food. Sponsored content remove ads? Luo Li was stubborn and impatient. You haven't married my father. Why should I call you mother? Qin Xiaoye smirked ironically. She took a few steps toward Luo Li, deliberately lowering her voice so that it could only be heard by the two of them. Luo Li, I know that you and that old thing in your family are trying to stop your father from marrying me. However, it doesn't matter. I will be the lady of the Luo family after that old thing dies. You better obey me. I will be nice to you in the future. Luo Li's face changed. She was angry. Don't you dare try to insult my grandmother again. Did I make a mistake? She will not be able to live for long. Am not stupid. I know that you want to ask Grandmaster Hairong to cure her. Do you think the Mu family will let Grandmaster Hairong treat your grandmother if Fair opposes it? Qin Xiaoye lowered her eyes, covering the wickedness in her eyes. You have only one way to live a good life in the future. Please me. Sponsored content remove ads? Luo Li's clenched fist slowly loosened. Her face was pale. You have finally shown your true self. Shaoli, your father knows that you don't like me. He also knows that you will do anything to stop us. Even if you go back and tell your father about this, do you think he will believe you? Qin Xiaoye sneered. Have you forgotten? You have hurt me in front of him before. That was because you broke my mother's memorial tablet. Shaoli, you have wronged me. The memorial tablet was broken by your subordinates. After all, your father thought so. Qin Xiaoye laughed. Her voice was low but threatening. You can rest assured that I am not a vicious woman. As long as I enter the Luo family, I will not treat you badly. If you relent, that old thing in your family will not stop. You should understand what decision is best for you. Sponsored content remove ads? She had no intention of abusing Luo Li. Otherwise, she also would be in trouble if Luo Fei found out about it. Her purpose was only to enter the Luo family. If Luo Li was obedient in the future, she would naturally treat her well and find a good man for her. If not, then she should not be blamed for not being easy on her. Luo Li clenched her fist again. She glared at Qin Xiaoye without saying anything. Qin Xiaoye turned to the shopkeeper nearby and smiled. Hey, please give me a glass of water. I'm a little thirsty. Sponsored content remove ads? Yes, young lady Qin. The shopkeeper left after he heard Qin Xiaoye's words. He brought a glass of water to Qin Xiaoye after a short while. The water was freshly poured. Hence, it was quite hot. Qin Xiaoye blew it twice, but somehow, the hot water was spilled on Luo Li. Luo Li panicked because she was standing too close. She could not even avoid it. She could only use her hand to hurriedly cover her face. The water was spilled on the back of her hand. She could not help but draw a cold breath due to the sudden pain. Qin Xiaoye panicked too. I'm sorry, liar. I didn't mean it. I really didn't mean it. Her voice was not as low as before, but rather high as if she feared that others would not hear it. Just after Qin Xiaoye finished that sentence, a voice came from the upper floor. Aunt, Shaoli, what are you doing? Chapter 772. Luo Li was so much in pain that she broke out in a sweat. Her face was terribly pale. She stopped talking and just walked past Qin Xiaoye to leave Heaven Eye. Sponsored content remove ads? Liar. Qin Xiaoye felt guilty. She hurriedly grabbed Luo Li's hand. Sorry, I really didn't mean it. Please forgive me for my unintentional action. The sound of footsteps walking down the stairs was getting closer and soon approached Luo Li and Qin Xiaoye. Qin Xiaoye's talent was quite good. She pulled Luo Li stiffly. Luo Li had tried to get away a few times, but failed to do it. Her hand was feeling more and more painful. Her face was very pale. Aunt. Qin Fei slightly frowned and slowly walked to Qin Xiaoye. She asked, helplessly, what did you do this time that made Liar angry? Sponsored content remove ads? Qin Xiaoye lowered her head. I have accidentally spilled water on her. If she goes back and distort the truth and said that I had deliberately spilled it on her, old lady Luo will not let me enter the Luo family again. Fei, you have a good relationship with Shaoli. Please help me persuade her. I really didn't mean it. So, what if she was doing it on purpose? There was nothing that old lady could do as long as Luo Fei did not believe Luo Li. Qin Fei frowned and glanced at Qin Xiaoye. Her aunt was always so clumsy. She still dared to make such mistakes knowing that Shaoli did not like her. Even if she did not mean it, Shaoli would definitely be unhappy. Shaoli. Qin Fei slowly walked toward Luo Li. Her voice was soft, and she looked at Luo Li warmly. What about letting my aunt apologize to you? She really didn't mean it. If there is a next time, I will help you scold her. Okay. Sponsored content remove ads? She had a good relationship with Luo Li. Furthermore, her health was poor. Luo Li was afraid that she might make Fei sad. Thus, she would listen to everything that Fei said. Both families would be embarrassed if they had argued in the public. Fei planned to let her aunt apologize first, and then only they would solve it when they went back. Luo Li's face was bathed in sweat. She gritted her teeth tightly and used all her strength to say the two words. Get out. Qin Fei's gaze did not stay on Luo Li for a long time. She only looked at Luo Li's face and did not notice her hand that was hurting since Luo Li put her hand behind her back. Sponsored content remove ads? Aunt quickly apologized to Shaoli. Qin Fei knew that Luo Li was really angry this time. Luo Li had even directed her anger toward Fei. She turned and looked back at Qin Xiaoya. She said, coldly, apologize until Shaoli is willing to forgive you. Luoli held her palm tightly. She was so in pain that she could not even say a word. Earlier, Qin Xiaoya was afraid that Luoli would just go away. Therefore, she had dragged Luoli's arm that had made the pain more unbearable. If Luoli did not rush to the hospital now, there might be scars on her hand later. Fair, I have already apologized to Liar just now. Yet, she still has not forgiven me. I really did not intend to do it. Qin Xiaoya sounded guilty. Shaoli did not get to buy Heaven his food just now. As an apology, can you talk to the Mu family and let Heaven I prepare some for her? Qin Fair laughed abruptly. Okay, I will mention it to the lady of Mu family later. Liar, can you forgive my aunt since she is so sincere? She is really in love with your father. You being like this, it would be difficult for Uncle Luo, who wanted to buy Heaven his food now. Luoli just wanted to leave. My hand. Luoli gnashed her teeth and could only manage to speak those two words. Suddenly, a sobbing voice came from behind, interrupting her. 1. Chapter 773. Liar, how can you forgive me? If you are angry, you can hit me and scold me. I just ask you to give me a chance so that I can compensate you. Sponsored content remove ads? Qin Fair looked at Qin Xiaoya. It seemed that her aunt really had learned from her mistakes this time. Otherwise, with her temperament, she would not have compensated Luoli so easily. She would rather demolish 10 temples than ruin her own chance at this marriage. Fair decided to help her aunt this time since she had apologized to Luoli sincerely. In going to the divine, Qin Fair had regained herself from her thoughts without saying the last words. She had been deeply absorbed in her thoughts just now. Therefore, she had not heard anything from Luoli at all. Sponsored content remove ads? She said gently and modestly. Liar, let's go. You shall wait here with me. Let my aunt buy you some food. Then I can take you to meet the Mu family. Qin Fair signaled Qin Xiaoya with a wink. She then held Luoli's arm naturally. At this moment, Luoli did not want to say anything. She just wanted to shake off Qin Fair's arm. Suddenly, she heard a familiar voice. She was shocked and her tears kept flowing down from her eyes. Luoli. Luoli slowly raised her head. At that instant, the girl's beautiful face was reflected in her eyes. She was so pretty and kind. Sister Ruching. Sponsored content remove ads? Qin Fair looked up, following Luoli's gaze. She held her breath as her eyes were filled with an unclear emotion. Qin Fair had always been very confident with her appearance. Until today, the figure donning a blood-red robe was even more dazzling than the sun and even more peerless than the evildoer. As a woman herself, she had to admit that the girl in front of her was indeed astonishingly beautiful, as if she could exhaust all beings at a glance. Feng Ruching had originally wanted to sneak in the laxatives to the Mu family that could last for 1 month, since she heard they were here. However, she did not expect to meet Luoli. If Luoli willingly followed Qin Fair, she would certainly not go meddle with them, much less come out from her hiding place. Sponsored content remove ads? Now, Luoli obviously resisted, but Qin Fair never saw it. She wanted to take Luoli away. At that moment, she had already forgotten her purpose for visiting Heaven I. Are you hurt? Feng Ruching looked at Luoli's face. She frowned. Luoli's face was covered in cold sweats. Her eyes were screaming of pain. Luoli hurriedly hid her hand behind her back and shook her head. I'm fine. I just want to go home. Feng Ruching's eyes were dark. She quickly approached Luoli like the wind and pushed Qin Fair away. Go away. Qin Fair was shoved and fell to the ground. She stared blankly at Feng Ruching, who had pushed her to the ground. Her face gradually darkened. Fair. Qin Xiaoya was so horrified that she rushed forward and helped Qin Fair to get up. Just as she wanted to scold Feng Ruching, she was stopped by Qin Fair. Girl, I don't know what is your relationship with Shaoli, but Shaoli is my friend. I just wanted her to eat at Heaven. You doing this? Is there something? Feng Ruqing was expressionless, as if she had not heard Qin Xiaoya's words. She grabbed Luo Li's wrist and straightened her hand that was hidden behind her back. There was no intact skin on the back of the girl's hand. The entire back of Luo Li's hand had turned red. There were also several large blisters on the back of her hand. Qin Feier was dumbfounded. She stared closely at the back of Luo Li's hand. She just wanted to teach Luo Li a lesson, but she did not expect her skin to be so tender that it had even blistered due to the hot water. It seemed that she must give an explanation to Luo Fei before Luo Li. There were too many people in the inn, which was not suitable for her cultivation. Therefore, Feng Ruqing had spent money on a manor just after she had arrived at Tianshan Manor. Inside the courtyard, Feng Ruqing made Luo Li sit down. She then took out a green spirit grass from the medium. She squeezed the juice out of the spirit grass and dropped it on the back of Luo Li's hand. The back of Luo Li's hand felt cool for a while. All the pain disappeared, and her complexion improved. Luo Li had asked Feng Ruqing to use an ordinary spirit herb, so the effect would not be so fast. She did not want to recover from her injury yet. She just needed to ease the pain. Feng Ruqing never asked Luo Li why she asked for that. She knew that Luo Li had her own reasons for doing so. Chapter 775. Luo Li's Despair 6. She would not care about the past too much. Sponsored content. Remove ads? Sister Feng. Luo Li wanted to say something, but soon she was interrupted by Feng Ruqing. Just call me by my name. Then, is it okay if I call you Xiaoqing? Luo Li smiled, but her smile was bitter. Actually, my mother died when I was 5 years old because she was sick. It was the first time Feng Ruqing saw such grief in Luo Li since the day she met Luo Li. Luo Li was always a girl who was mischievous and active. Luo Li had always appeared to be nonchalant. Sponsored content. Remove ads? It might be Luo Li's habit of using a smile and laughter to hide her sadness. She might have kept quite a lot of things to herself. I do understand that it's not easy for my father, too, given that he has to take care of me all by himself all these past years. It's fine if he wants to marry any woman as long as it's not Qin Xiaoya. Luo Li bit her lip and continued to talk. Qin Xiaoya's been together with my father since last year. She came to my house once and I saw her destroying my mom's memorial tablet. I did not keep quiet about that. I went and slapped her. I thought that she could dodge my attacks easily with her strength, but she did not. It might be because of the fact that she saw my father there. Qin Xiaoya cried and claimed that she wanted to pick up the memorial tablet on the ground. She even claimed that I was the one who had slapped her first without asking for the truth. I was the one who misunderstood her because she claimed that my father was taken away from me, and I could not tolerate her existence. She said that I slapped her because I had misunderstood the fact that she had destroyed my mom's memorial tablet. I hate Qin Xiaoya. I really don't like her. My grandmother's there to forbid my father from marrying her. But she is sick now. When she's no longer here, my father will surely marry her. I don't care if I'm being wronged. I can just leave the Luo family and join my little fox. However, both my grandmother and mother's graves will still be here in the Luo family. My father won't allow me to bring them with me. That woman is so wicked and evil. What if she dug their graves up in the middle of the night? If that's the case, my grandmother and mother won't be able to rest in peace. Sponsored content. Remove ads? Feng Ruqing was quite attentive to what Luo Li said. But what Luo Li had said toward the end, her lips twitched. Dig up the graves? Is she that daring? Won't she be afraid that they might come crawling out of the graves to take revenge on her? I'm serious. Luo Li appeared upset now. She will do whatever she wants. Feng Ruqing raised her eyebrows. You said that your grandmother can stop your father from marrying her. Then, what if she's cured? Luo Li was stunned. She lowered her head. My grandmother's been sick for a few years now. We have looked for a lot of doctors, but they could not find out what's wrong with her. There are 2 powerful doctors in Tianshan Manor, but they rarely help the others. My grandmother. It seems that we've run out of options. Sponsored content. Remove ads? Feng Ruching blinked a few times. She smiled and said, "If you trust me, you can bring me to her. But I have a favor to ask." Luoli tilted her head. "What kind of favor?" "Bring your grandmother out so I can meet her outside. I don't want to go to the Luo family. Moreover," she stopped for a while, "I want to meet Chainer. Could you please go to the Qin family and deliver him a message for me? Ask him to come and meet me here." "That's it. It'll totally help Feng Ruching if she asks for a favor. It's very easy. Even if she's not helping me out, I'm more than willing to help her out." "Xiao Qing, have you learned how to treat people before?" "I have some medical knowledge, but just a little. I need to see the situation first before deciding whether I can cure them or not. If you get the chance, just bring her here to meet me." "Fine." Luoli burst into laughter. "I cannot reject her kindness. Whether she can cure my grandmother or not, she's willing to try. Xiao Qing, wait for me here. I need to go home." She stood up and ran out of the manor soon after. Chapter 776. The Luo family was no longer peaceful now. Sponsored content remove ads? Luo Fei sat on the sandalwood chair. He clenched his fists tightly, and he appeared to be infuriated. Qin Xiaoya was sobbing hard. She seemed to have been wronged. It was unintentional. "I didn't mean to harm Xiaoli. I wasn't standing properly just now. I did not hold the cup in my hand firmly. I had scalded her hand by accident. Luo Fei, I'm really sorry. I know that I was wrong. I don't know how to ask for forgiveness from Xiaoli. I'm willing to do anything to compensate it as long as she would forgive me." "That's enough." Luo Fei stood up, abruptly. He walked out of the living room. Qin Xiaoya realized now that Luo Fei was indeed infuriated. She became nervous and grabbed onto Luo Fei's hand quickly. "Luo Fei, where are you going?" "I'm going to meet Liar." Sponsored content remove ads? That young girl is still away from home even though she's badly hurt. Does she really think that I don't care about her? Our spirit herbs are much better than those in the hospital. Why is she not coming home? Why does she want to go to the hospital? Luo Fei, Qin Xiaoya seemed to be deeply grieved. "I'm the young lady of the Qin family. I'm rather pretty too. It's impossible that I can't find myself a man. Why do I want to be with you? I have even accepted Liar for you." Luo Fei suddenly stopped walking. His fist still clenched tightly. Luckily, that was only an accident. It was unintentional. If she is hurting Liar deliberately, I'll never forgive her for the rest of my life. Now, I cannot tolerate her before Liar forgives her. Sponsored content remove ads? I know that Liar has always disliked me. I do know why. There's only her in the Luo family before I came. She's adored by everybody here. If I get into the Luo family, she would think that I'll get all of your attention. Qin Xiaoya laughed bitterly. She'll be unable to accept any woman even if someone else comes along. Only I am able to endure all of these issues. Luo Fei, do you really plan on not getting married for the rest of your life just for her sake? Luo Fei was frustrated. He did not respond. Luo Fei, Qin Xiaoya approached Luo Fei. She smiled bitterly. "If you're really unhappy with me, I'll leave without a word. I have self-esteem too. I won't beg for your acceptance. In fact, I have chosen you before because of one more reason. I cannot have babies. You have Liar, and you do not favor sons over daughters. You won't ask me to have a baby with you." Luo Fei was shocked. Qin Xiaoya cannot have babies. Sponsored content remove ads? That means that I won't have another child? No one will compete with Liar then. If Qin Xiaoya had mentioned that earlier, Liar might have accepted her without making so much fuss. Chapter 777. It's ridiculous. Sponsored content remove ads? If I marry Luo Fei, Luo Li would have no choice but to call me mother. He'll never tolerate this. That's enough. We'll talk about it when Liar is found. She's hurt deeply, and I don't want to see her sad again. She's blaming me because of you. Luo Fei seemed to have calmed down now, but he still appeared sad when he thought of Luo Li's sadness and pain. Qin Xiaoya smiled coldly. "Luo Fei, it seems that you won't care about me no matter what I've done for you. I told you that it was an accident. It was Liar who had accidentally touched me. I wasn't standing properly, and I was not holding the teacup in my hand firmly. That was how I had hurt her by accident. But, do you know what? Do you know why I went to the Mu family's feast? I did that for old Lady Luo. Qin Xiaoya appeared to be in great pain. I heard that Grandmaster Hairong would be there. So, I asked Feier to bring me there. I'm doing this for the Luo family so that Hairong could save old Lady Luo. Sponsored content remove ads? I don't care how the old lady hates me. I'm doing what a daughter-in-law should do. She's my mother-in-law. It's alright even if she scolds or bullies me. I know that we must always respect the elderly. So, I did all that for her sake. But, how are all of you treating me? Qin Xiaoya laughed out loud. Her laughter was filled with deep pain. She seemed to be in great despair. It seemed that she was disappointed with Luo Fei. Are you talking about Mu Huan's master? Luo Fei finally turned around and looked at Qin Xiaoya. Qin Xiaoya laughed at herself. I'm willing to give him whatever I have in order to persuade him to save old Lady Luo. I'm always doing what's best for the Luo family. I didn't wrong you. It's you who have wronged me. Luo Fei's heart finally softened. He sighed. I can't forgive you, but we must ask for her forgiveness first. Liar is my only daughter. I don't want her to be sad. Sponsored content remove ads? Qin Xiaoya lowered her head. I'm willing to do whatever I can so that she'll forgive me. But she won't forgive me no matter what I do. It's fine now. It's better if we're separated. Don't worry. It'll still help you. It'll persuade Grandmaster Hairong. But what the Luo family has done cannot be revealed to him. She stopped talking for a while. Grandmaster Hairong always sides with his family. Lady Qingyan adores Feier, and Feier is closed with Mu Huan. If he knows about that, he might not help you out. Luo Fei's face grew solemn. He closed his eyes slowly. His mother did not have an easy life. He did not want her to leave like that. Sponsored content remove ads? Liar was close to her grandmother too. She surely wants to save her. Forget it. He'll tolerate it this time for his mother. Xiaoya, they'll try to persuade Liar to forgive you. But, on the premise of Grandmaster Hairong, Qin Xiaoya paled. She lowered her head sadly. It's true. You want to be with me because of Grandmaster Hairong, and it's not because you trust me. Xiaoya, Luo Fei was saddened when he saw the look of anguish on Qin Xiaoya's face. She'll be hurt this time, but I have no choice. I need to do this for my mother. It's fine. Qin Xiaoya raised her eyes and laughed bitterly. It was I who fell in love with you first. That's why you don't care about my feelings. Luo Fei, you need to remember that you're the one who has wronged me and not the other way around. Chapter 778. Luo Li's Despair 9. Luo Fei moved toward Qin Xiaoya and pulled her into his embrace. He felt guilty and in pain. Sponsored content remove ads? Luo Li reached home just in time to see Luo Fei hugging Qin Xiaoya tightly. Qin Xiaoya was facing Luo Li. Thus, Luo Li could see the smugness on Qin Xiaoya's face. Qin Xiaoya sneered at her. Qin Xiaoya might be mocking at Luo Li's inability to compete with her. You're just a daughter. You cannot be with her for the rest of his life. You can never beat me. Luo Li exploded with anger. She rushed forward and pulled Qin Xiaoya away. Qin Xiaoya was pulled away easily this time. She fell down on the ground and she burst into tears from pain. Sponsored content remove ads? Shaoli. Luo Fei was rather surprised. Soon, he became delighted. He rushed forward and held onto Luo Li's hand. Shaoli, you're back finally. Let me see your injury. Luo Li pursed her lips tightly. She could not believe what had just happened. So, you're aware that I'm hurt. Then, did you know that she's the one who has hurt me? Luo Fei sighed. Xiaoya told me about the accident just now. She said that she will make it up to you. Luo Li laughed coldly. She showed the back of her hand to her father. Then, why don't you see for yourself this time? My hand was hurt badly because of her. You said that she will make it up to me. Do you really think that the conflict between us would be resolved just like that? Luo Li had never gotten angry with Luo Fei, no matter how bad the situation was. But she was indeed infuriated this time. She wanted Luo Fei to be saddened by her injury. So, she had asked Feng Ruqing to not heal her injury. She wanted Luo Fei to realize what kind of a woman Qin Xiaoye was. Sponsored content remove ads? But she realized that she was overthinking. She thought that her father would be grieving. However, it turned out to be the other way around. Xiao liar, it was an accident. I asked her to beg for your forgiveness. You can ask her to do whatever you want. Luo Fei saw the blisters on the back of Luo Li's hands. He was in great pain. Don't be angry now. Let me tend to your injury. Luo Li snatched her hands away. Fine. If she wants my forgiveness, she must leave the Luo family and never come back for the rest of her life. Shaoli. Luo Fei frowned slightly. For your grandmother, you need to, Luo Fei. Qin Xiaoye stood up and interrupted Luo Fei. I will leave now and never disturb you again. I'm still an outsider to your family. She would never allow him to bring Grandmaster Hairong up. Otherwise, Luo Li would not make a fuss and throw a tantrum. Sponsored content remove ads? She would appear to be sensible and considerate as long as Luo Li was being the opposite. It turned out to be quite effective for Luo Fei. He seemed anxious. Xiaoye, I'll marry you. You don't have to leave. Luo Li was soon overwhelmed with great pain. Her heart was cold, and it appeared that her life was sucked out of her body. Her small face became as pale as the snow. She looked at Luo Fei just like as though he was a stranger. She would never have said a word if he was this determined before. But now, I was intentionally hurt by Qin Xiaoye. But still, he chose her without a second thought. Grandmother was right. She told me that I will have a stepfather when I have a stepmother. Now, I don't even have a stepmother yet, and my stepfather is already here. Luo Li laughed sarcastically. She turned away. All her frustration disappeared at that moment. Never mind. I have Little Fox and Xiao Qing. Father, I don't want you anymore. She would care for herself if her father does not bother about her. She refused to be there if Qin Xiaoye was in the Luo family. Luo Fei, you scoundrel. The old lady approached them while being escorted by a maid. Her steps were faltering, and she could not even stand properly. But she hit Luo Fei violently with the crutch in her hands. Chapter 779. Am not even aware of Xiao Liar's injury if the maid had not informed me. What did you promise me before? You promised that you would not let anything happen to Liar. You promised that you will appoint Liar the head of the Luo family when I'm dead. Now, how could you defend the woman who has hurt Liar? Sponsored content remove ads? Mother. Luo Fei did not dodge old lady Luo's attack. He simply endured it. What I have done is for your sake. Old lady Luo sneered and moved forward to grab Luo Li's hand. Xiao Liar, let's go. Yes. Luo Li forced a smile. I'll bring you along to meet Xiao Qing. She's beautiful and gentle. She's nice too. Old lady Luo did not say anything more. She walked out of the manor with Luo Li by her side. Mother, where are you going? Luo Fei wanted to stop them. He became quite nervous. Old lady Luo hit the ground with her crutch. I'll run into the wall and kill myself if anybody dares to stop me from leaving today. Sponsored content remove ads? Luo Fei wanted to stop old lady Luo, but he became frightened when he heard what she had said. He stopped walking and dared not move anymore. He had no choice but to let them leave. He seemed helpless and could not recover his senses for a long time. Was he really the one wrong this time? Wan Qin Xiaoye smiled coldly when she realized that both old lady Luo and Luo Li had left them alone at last. But she soon composed herself and approached Luo Fei slowly. Luo Fei, old lady Luo will know your good intentions one day. But Liar is just insensible. They'll teach her to respect the elderly in the future. Shall you? Luo Fei appeared rather angry. He sounded serious. Liar is my daughter. They'll teach her myself if she's still insensible. You don't have to worry about that. Sponsored content remove ads? No matter what, Liar was his daughter. He would feel unsettled if anyone criticized her. If Xiaoyu had not sacrificed so much for his mother. He would have left her by now. Luo Fei, I'm just being nice. Qin Xiaoya was dissatisfied with Luo Fei's response. She pursed her lips tightly. Qin Xiaoya had been with Luo Fei for a few years now. That was the first time he had scolded her for an ignorant brat. Let's forget about it. I'm tired. Xiaoya, you can go home and rest now. Luo Fei neither say anything more nor take a look at Qin Xiaoya. He turned and walked into the Luo family. Sponsored content remove ads? He seemed to be without spirit. It seemed that he had aged much at that moment. The young girl appeared quiet and calm in the manner. She was holding a book in her hands. She was captivating and was the most beautiful girl in the world. She moved and soon heard footsteps approaching her from outside of the manor. She turned her head slowly, and a cute face appeared in front of her. Luo Li smiled brightly. She was delighted, and it might be because of the fact that she had left the Luo family. She was overjoyed. She was escorting an old lady, and they were walking toward Feng Ruching. Grandma, we'll stay here from now on. I don't want to go back to the Luo family anymore. Old Lady Luo held onto Luo Li's hand softly. She appeared gentle and kind. Fine. You can go wherever you want. Your dad will surely be left all alone in this world. That bastard. 1-inch Feng Ruching made no reply and witnessed the whole scene quietly. When did I promise to let them stay here? 1 Xiaoqing. Luo Li spotted Feng Ruching when she turned her eyes. She let go of old lady Luo's hands and rushed toward Feng Ruching like a butterfly. Chapter 780. I've brought my grandmother to you. Sponsored content remove ads? Feng Ruching looked old lady Luo. She fell into deep thought. Old lady Luo was rather surprised when she saw Feng Ruching. She was in doubt too. Xiaoqing. Luo Li held Feng Ruching's hands. She asked helplessly, can you really help to treat my grandmother? Luo Li had told old lady Luo everything when they were on their way there. Old lady Luo smiled kindly when she heard what Luo Li said. Sponsored content remove ads? Young lady, it's so nice of you to want to treat my illnesses. Don't be stressed. I know my own body very well. It's fine even if you're unable to treat my illnesses. Feng Ruching was already standing in front of old lady Luo. She stroked old lady Luo's white hair to the side so that she could take a look at old lady Luo's neck. There were some dark spots on old lady Luo's neck. These spots were quite small, and they could be overlooked if one did not look properly. Have you been to any spring water? Did you take a bath there? Old lady Lu's mind went blank for a moment. After a while, she nodded. It might be the eternal spring in the sacred mountain that you're talking about. I've taken a bath there a long time ago. That's right. I saw some dark spots in your eyes too. Now, I've understood the situation after taking a look at your body. Sponsored content remove ads? There was a record of this kind of illness in the book Fuqian gave her. She had identified it the moment she saw the dark spots. Even ordinary spring water is not clear and clean. There would be some insects or bacteria. The one you went to before was spring water, which was rich with spiritual qi. The ordinary insects in the spring water have turned into some sort of spirit beasts when they were immersed in the spiritual qi. But one cannot locate them easily because they are only small insects. An ordinary cultivator would use his spiritual qi to shield himself from the insects so that they won't harm him. But it appears to me that old lady Luo is not a cultivator. Old lady Luo was shocked. Soon, she became silent. Sponsored content remove ads? There were numerous cultivators in both Tianxin Manor and the secular world. Ordinary people who could not cultivate could never enter the eternal spring. Old lady Luo was escorted by Luo Fei when they went to the eternal spring. She just wanted to extend her lifespan. Both Luo Fei and Luo Li had taken a bath there too. They were fine, but old lady Luo's body worsened. She had even caught a fatal disease. Nobody had thought about eternal spring at that time. Young lady, we really have no idea about what you have just said. Old lady Luo was quiet for a while. Is there anything we can do for my illness? It can be cured. Feng Ruching touched her chin. Have you heard of the herbal dishes at Paramount? Old Lady Luo's eyes brightened at that. Do you know anyone from Paramount?
Yes.
Feng Ruching smiled, calmly. I know Jiuming. My friend had the same illness as you before, and that's why I could identify your illness. Jiuming gave my friend a herbal dish, and he had even changed the herbal dish into a spirit herbal dish. I remember that prescription. I can just give that to you. Everyone knew that Paramount was famous for selling herbal dishes. Feng Ruching had no choice but to let Jiuming claim credit. She did not want the people from the Mu family to know that she was the provider of the herbal dishes in Paramount, so as to prevent them from bothering her. Chapter 781. Old Lady Luo 3. This. Old Lady Luo grabbed Feng Ruching's hands excitedly. Young lady, I don't know how I can express my gratitude toward you if my illness is cured. Is this prescription of the spirit herbal dish expensive? Don't worry. Just name the price. It'll definitely fulfill your demand. Sponsored content remove ads? I don't want to ask for anything just yet. If you feel bad about it, and you do want to repay my kindness, just remember that you owe me. Keep it that way until you're feeling better. Good. Old Lady Luo was satisfied. If I'm cured, they'll never allow Qin Xiaoya to be a part of the Luo family. Xiao Liar will never be bullied again. Young lady, you're so beautiful and kind. By the way, you look like one of my old friends. Maybe that's why we're destined to meet. Old Lady Luo laughed. She had quite a good impression of Feng Ruching when she met Feng Ruching for the first time. Feng Ruching seemed quite adorable if compared to the weak and sick lady of the Qin family. Sponsored content remove ads? Maybe. It's because they resemble each other. Especially those eyes, eyebrows, and her facial expressions. The way she carries brings herself. She's so much like my old friend. An old friend? Feng Ruching turned and looked at the old lady. She frowned slightly. She looked more like her mother compared to her father, though she resembled him too. Other than that, it was impossible that she resembled anyone else. There was no resemblance between her and Chainer, even if he was indeed her younger brother who was taken from them. If not, she would have recognized him long ago. Sponsored content remove ads?
Yes.
The old lady held Feng Ruching's hand and patted it lovingly. My old friend had sworn to be my late husband's brother. Our Luo family had wronged him deeply too. I've buried those feelings deep down in my heart, and not even Luo Fei or Luo Li know about them. I want to look for eternal spring because I hoped that I could live longer, so that there's a possibility of meeting him again. Feng Ruching was silent. She felt that it was impolite to listen to the old lady's deep troubles, but she was unwilling to stop her. That fellow is always reckless and arrogant. But he always values his people and never thinks about himself. My husband and I grew up in Tianshan Manor. That's why we did not understand his actions, sponsored content remove ads, until his people were slaughtered by a group of people one day. They wiped out the entire population in that city. He was outrageous, and he planned to wipe out the entire reclusive world. A smile crept onto the old lady's face slowly. She had never thought that he was wrong. She just didn't understand why he had always put everyone else before him without caring about himself. Yet, some people are resented by everyone else because of their actions. That fellow adored his people so much so that he would never leave them behind. The entire reclusive world was shocked at that time. He was alone, but he had slaughtered many cultivators from the reclusive world. He had killed numerous powerful people. In the end, the reclusive world was frightened. They felt an immense fear toward him. So, they united and planned to kill him together. The old lady seemed to show great respect and adoration for that person as she was talking. That battle lasted for 3 days. They'll never forget that day. He walked out of the battlefield, leaving behind corpses and skeletons. He was soaked in blood. The world thought that it was a draw between him and the reclusive world while claiming that the reclusive world was slightly weaker. But it was not so. He could surely wipe out the entire reclusive world given his immense talent. Chapter 782. I never thought that he was doing anything wrong even though I'm from the reclusive world, Sponsored content remove ads? He had not done anything wrong. Those people who had slaughtered his people were the ones to be blamed. He simply took revenge on them for his people. Moreover, he had even killed the people who took advantage of innocent people. But the reclusive world was afraid of his talent, and they were fearful of his ability to change the state of the reclusive world. Therefore, they united all the forces to destroy him. Sponsored content remove ads? There were numerous powerful people in the reclusive world at that time, but still, they did not manage to kill him. At first, my late husband was close to Master Qin. He appeared nice, but he was the worst of all. He was a hypocrite. My late husband assumed that Tianya could not beat the entire reclusive world alone. He wanted to save him. So, he had planned to gather some people to go and save him. But my late husband did not know how to differentiate the bad people from the good people. He knew only of bastards. Master Qin took that advantage and joined forces with the other families. They kidnapped my late husband, and that old bastard used him to threaten Tianya. Consequently, Tianya was disturbed, and he became nervous. He received an attack directly, and that was why the battle ended abruptly. Sponsored content remove ads? Even so, I still think that Tianya did not lose that battle. If it was not for the Luo family's sake, he would have been able to start all over again even if he did not manage to change how things were in the reclusive world. But my late husband was kidnapped by them. Thus, Tianya had no choice but to use the last resort and threaten the reclusive world to sign a contract with him. There are only two rules in his contract. First, the reclusive world is not allowed to attack the secular world. Second, they cannot attack the Luo family. In return, he was willing to go to that place and never to return. The old lady started to tremble slightly when she had almost finished the tale. She smiled bitterly. Our Luo family owes him too much. I know what his worries were. At first, I planned to promise him to take care of his family. But Tianya was worried that I would expose his family. So, I did not dare to bother his family all these years. Sponsored content remove ads? Grandmother. Luoli paled. Why am I unaware of all these things? The old lady smiled bitterly and shook her head. Don't be surprised. Even your father is unaware of all these things. Your grandfather passed away long ago because of the guilt he had toward Tianya. Only some superior people from the three forces knew about this then. Otherwise, how would the world see them if the world knew how they had protected the reclusive world with evil schemes? They would be humiliated. That's what I have promised when I signed the contract. Luoli pursed her lips tightly. So, is that the reason why you disliked Qin Xiaoye from the beginning? Yes, I don't like them. Only Qin Feier is rather nice in the Qin family. She doesn't have many intentions. But I don't quite adore Qin Feier too. She makes me uncomfortable. It might be because of that deceased old fellow in that family. Luoli lowered her head. If grandmother had told her about this earlier, she would never have been friends with Qin Feier. But she realized now. She knew what kind of people she should befriend. Qin Feier was too selfish. But the Luo family was not comfortable either. Although they had promised not to lay a hand on us, we no longer had superior status. Old Lady Luo laughed bitterly. What is worse is that I felt that my world had collapsed when my husband passed away. Chapter 783 later. The old fellow from that Qin family always came to bother me. He pursued me when he was young. But, in the end, I chose my husband. He was dissatisfied. He came to make trouble in the Luo family even when my husband had not been dead for over 7 days. So, I used some tricks and killed him at last. He managed to cripple my cultivation before he died too. Sponsored content remove ads? The old lady did not mention what tricks she had used. But one could guess that it must be a woman's beauty. Old Lady Luo sighed. Our lives became much better when Gu Shi killed the previous Tian Shan Manor Master and became a Manor Master himself. We no longer endured the various pressure and intimidation. But our Luo family still owes Tianya too much. Feng Ruching was speechless. He had killed the previous Manor Master and replaced him as the previous master. It seemed that Gu Shi was a powerful person. Sponsored content remove ads? You said that I resemble your old friend. Are we much alike? Feng Ruching asked after some silence. Yes, you look too much like him. That's why I couldn't help but tell you about this. I hope that you won't mind. Take is as an old woman's ramble, as it's been a long time since I spoke about my past to the others, and I cannot hold it back anymore. The old lady laughed. Her husband had sworn to be his brother. But his identity was too special, and he had killed someone from the reclusive world even before that battle. Even though he did not kill many of them, but it still enraged many people. He offended quite a number of people at that time. Hence, he had always kept his identity a secret to prevent his family from being harmed by others. That's why they have never met his family. They just knew that he had a son just like him. Sponsored content remove ads? They had even joked about it at that time. If their grandchildren were to be a boy and a girl, they could be in-laws. One thinking about it, Tian Ya's son should be married by now. He might have had a child. She just didn't know whether it's a boy or a girl. Then, could you please tell me who your old friend is? Feng Ruching raised her eyes and looked at the old lady and asked. The old lady shook her head. I promised him that I'll never talk about it in my life. It's a secret he'll keep with me for the rest of my life. I'll never speak of it even if I'm going to die. Young lady, it doesn't mean that I don't trust you. It's just that I've promised him never to speak of it, and I must keep my promise. Feng Ruching breathed a sigh of relief. She smiled happily. Sponsored content remove ads? If you're unwilling to talk about it, they'll not ask any more questions. If she was unwilling to talk about it, she would not force her. She could not force her to become a person who doesn't keep her promises. She was just suspicious about that old friend she talked about. But she could still look it up through other means. I'll give you the prescription of the spirit herbal dish later. All you have to do is follow the prescription step by step to brew the spirit herbal dish. You'll be cured in less than a month. If you're healing faster, you'll be cured in half a month. Thank you so much, young lady. The old lady laughed. It's Xiao Liar's honor to be able to become your friend. Young lady, are you married? All of a sudden, Luo Li's eyes widened as she turned to look at the old lady. She asked, with dissatisfaction, Grandmother, don't tell me you're trying to make Xiao Qing my stepmother. How can my father deserve her? Nonsense. You know how terrible your father is. How can he deserve her? Moreover, Xiao Qing is young and beautiful. Your dad is just an old man. What right does he have to be with a young girl? The old lady turned to look at Feng Ruching again. Xiao Qinger, I have a few nephews. Do you want to consider it? Feng Ruching's face darkened. I already have someone I love. Oh, it's a pity. The old lady sighed. But it's fine. I have a lot of nephews. If you find that you no longer like him, just inform me. I'll gather my nephews for you to pick. You can pick whomever you like. Feng Ruching was speechless. You're tuning in to the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.